Welcome to the fourth episode of As Sweet As, and today my guest is Harshri Ashar. Hi Harshri,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thanks, I'm fine. Harshri, can you introduce me to yourself?
My name is Harshri Ashar. I am a student and a competitive tennis player. I have been living with diabetes since last 6 years.
Okay.
Uh,
And when were you diagnosed? And what was your and your family's reaction?
I was diagnosed on 24th January 2015. Uh, my family, uh, my family actually didn't react so much. They were pretty normal with it, and they accepted me as I am, and they always wanted me to be the best.
Oh, that's very nice. So, when you was diagnosed with diabetes, any particular symptom, or how did you come to know that you have been detected as a diabetic?
I started consuming a lot of water and I was dehydrated. I started puking a lot and I lost 13 kgs in 2 days.
In 2 days' time.
Yes.
That was really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, and that made your family members take you to the doctor and get your test done.
Yes, my mom actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, before you were diagnosed with diabetes, were you yet playing competitive sport? And I want to know what sport are you playing?
Yes, I was playing tennis before diabetes and I was playing on a competitive level, but actually, after diabetes, it taught me how to be more disciplined and focused towards the sport.
Okay. So, was there any time it came to you in your mind that now I'm, diagnosed with diabetes? Should I leave my game, or did your family think that, were they more worried that would you be able to continue, or you should stop tennis?
No, I never had that thought that I wanted to leave tennis because it always helped me keep me it always helped me to keep my body fit, and I nor did my family and me, like, they didn't want me to stop tennis because it was actually helping me manage my sugars well.
Okay. So for you, it was not a big thing like, oh, now diabetes has struck me, and what will happen to my game?
No, never.
And so I also know that you left Mumbai and you come to Pune to learn tennis. So which is the player you are very fond of, and uh, what inspires you to be a tennis player?
Actually, I liked a lot of players, but my favorite player is Novak Djokovic. He has inspired me to be agile on court, and after seeing his after seeing him come back on court because he had a gluten allergy and he could not perform his best um, while the starting of his career, but now after he found out, so he's doing phenomenal. So that actually gave me a kickstart that I can do it too.
So I want to get to a point is right now what which kind of insulin you're using, and is it through pump or is it to pen, and how many years you were on the pen, and have you shifted to any new gadget?
Yes, I was like I am using Novo Rapid. Um, I have shifted to pump since the last 1 year. Actually, Pooja Didi inspired me to get on the pump and on the sensor. I'm using a Medtronic pump, and it has made my life better in many ways. And I've got out of dawn phenomena where my sugars were going low at night, but I couldn't figure it out. And life has got pretty easier after switching to pump than from pen.
Uh, as long as I know, you switched to pump 6 months back. But before that, how were you managing? How were you managing your play and the normal pen routine? Would you carry it to your tennis courts, and can you just give us a little bit highlight on that?
Yes, I was actually checking 5 times a day, and I never used to understand what actually high sugars and low sugars were until I met Pooja. She made me, uh, she explained me that I cannot play in high or low sugars. I have to keep my sugars normal to get into like to play the best. But before that, I never used to carry my insulin for tennis. But after coming to Pune, I started doing that.
Okay. And now that you said you used to play in high sugars, so what were your sugars? At what range they used to be and used to yet play?
Around 250 to 300, it depends. But
And
I never figured out what actually it was.
you were yet playing. It never
Yes,
caused any tiredness.
it was causing a lot of tiredness, a lot of um, like I used to drink a lot of water, but I never got to know, or there was nobody to instruct me or tell me that that shouldn't be the thing. I was thinking that I was getting tired playing tennis, but actually it was that my sugars were really high and I couldn't play so well.
Okay. So one more question here is, were your coaches aware about you being a diabetic initially?
Yes, they were aware of me being a diabetic, but they helped me a lot after I got diabetes. They supported me through that time, but they were not aware about the low and the high sugars. Even when I came to Pune, I had to like Hemant sir, I had to tell him and I had to explain it to Utsav so that I cannot play in high or low sugars. So that's it.
So how did that change your game after you creating awareness among the people, so your coaches and also your own the tennis players you play with?
Uh, like the first reaction I got from my coaches was like, you're so small and why do you have diabetes? Like you generally people think that old old age gets you diabetes, but then I told them that my pancreas stopped producing insulin. That's why I have to like give insulin from outside. So like that, I actually made my coach, and now they are pretty positive about, like, now Harshri can manage her sugars on her own, so they don't mind it so much.
So creating awareness helped you.
Yes, it did.
And how do the people who play with you react, when you play? Is there anything which any odd situations happen, or you've had any reaction of people with certain things? See, you're on court quite a long time, so has anything happened?
Yes, generally people sympathize a lot when they get to know that I'm diabetic, and reaction of people is that generally they're like, oh, your sugar is low, now you can sit down, now you don't have to do anything, you have rest time, and they're like, it's good that you have diabetes, like you can always tell a lie and like sit down. But I'm like, I don't have to do that. I actually have to focus on tennis and I have to get my sugars back to normal.
So the awareness is not there yet. So are you creating a little bit more awareness?
Yes, actually, whenever my sugars are low or high, I just take a 10 minutes break. I have sugar, I sit for some time until my sugar gets normal, and I show them that I can get back on court as I was playing earlier.
That's good. You recently completed your 10th standard. So I want to know is how did you manage this year of playing tennis, managing your 10th and managing your sugar?
When I was in 10th, actually two of my teachers, I don't know, it was like a God's gift for me. They were so supportive during that time, and they never let me take stress about anything. and my coaches also never gave me stress about tennis at all. They tried to be calm and they tried to make me calmer. My teachers actually started making me study since the start of the year, and while my boards came, I studied for a very short time, and I never had all the stress, and like I wasn't stressed about what my results would be or what will I do tomorrow after going. I was pretty prepared for my boards, and my boards went very well.
They went very well.
Yes.
But fortunately, the COVID period was also there at that time.
Yes.
So tennis was very little, or COVID was over and you it started and you gave your exams.
Yes, when COVID started, I gave my exams. I just didn't give my geography paper. And I had tennis, like normal tennis days. I didn't have, and I played tennis during my boards also
Okay.
while they were going on.
So you've managed to play tennis, manage your sugars as well as you were studying before your boards.
Yes.
Now I want to know is, so when you study long hours, I'm getting to first studying and then I'll get to your tennis routine. How do you check? Because many times a lot of studying also can rise your sugars. So can you let me know what do you do about it? And are there any specific times where you feel a real spike due to some papers or some subjects which you're not fond of or where you have to study a lot?
Um, Generally, when my sugar rises, I tend to take insulin. Like I take 1 unit or half a unit so that my sugar comes back to normal. But then I there's nothing like I don't like any subject. I like all the subjects. But generally it rises when I come to Marathi. I don't know how to speak or to write Marathi, so generally I'm stressed out
A little
about
stress
that.
and it spikes
Yeah.
your sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at least lucky that you're checking so often and managing, because at my time we really had no glucometers, and even if the sugar were rising, I only knew a bit about it, but the reaction and the way I used to get more worried, and if my portion used to not get ever, I was to be a little cranky. But that was the whole big issue, was because the checking machine was not easily available. Because if at that time it was available, I would have been a little bit more relaxed during my study period. Right now it's much easier for you guys because the checking machine is there and now you have sensor also.
Yeah.
So only certain subjects can cause a rise, but in that you learn how to manage it. I want to know a little bit about your tennis regime, and a little more detailing about how you manage your sugars with the different activities you do. And you've also been training and playing tennis for a number of hours. So you just brief us?
Yeah. So I wake up in the morning. The first thing I have my breakfast and I leave for tennis. My tennis starts at 9:30. 9:30 to I have it till 2 o'clock. I play from 9:30 to 11:30. That's my tennis batch, and the rest of the time is my fitness. That time I finish my fitness. Mostly when I'm playing tennis, it's an anaerobic activity which tends to raise sugars. So that time I have to generally take a unit or half a unit to get back to, like I have to set my basal as per that. And during fitness, when I have endurance or when I have to do sprints, they generally tend to rise. But like after doing strength training or while doing agility, my sugars get lower nearly in the evening. So I have to take less insulin in the evening than what I normally do.
So now you're well aware about what you have to do before particular type of training. But has there been any time that you've not carried your insulin and not your checking machine, and yet you've come across a situation where you're tired and you're not able to push?
No, I haven't like I haven't experienced that yet because I'm on the insulin pump, and my mom always tells me the day that your sensor gets over, just put it the same day because it causes a lot of problems if I don't have it and I cannot, I don't, then I get blank like what to do, whether if my sugar is high or low, and when I cannot figure out what it actually is. So that's why generally I have my sensor, and if not that, so I check 4 to 8 times a day.
Very nice. So means you're yet getting dependent on the sensor, but you're using the old methods of checking also.
Yes.
Now, do you travel for your competitions, different places?
Yes, I have traveled 18 states around India. I play on the national level, so I have to.
You have to.
Yes.
So I want to ask is for so what when any tournament comes closer, what are the preparation as a diabetic? See, as a competitive player, you might be doing, but as a diabetic, what preparations you do, and then we'll come to the next point.
Yeah. Actually, my mom carries a small rice cooker with her so that she can make me homemade food because generally when I go out, I cannot find like if I eat in a hotel or a restaurant, it generally tends to rise my sugar a lot, and I cannot do that for every meal. So I have to take 8 to 10 units of insulin just for one meal, which doesn't make sense. So it is better to make homemade food like khichdi or dal rice. That's better, and it gives me like I can perform better on court because my stomach is light and I'm more agile on court.
So apart from food, what else? What are the things which you carry when you're traveling?
Um, I carry my like I carry an extra pair of clothes. Then I carry extra insulin sensors. All my actually my diabetes kit, which has everything inside. And if my sensor or the insulin pump doesn't work, I have to carry an extra pen and Lantus. Um, so that I don't stop playing just because that my insulin pump isn't working.
So basically, you need to be well prepared before you're traveling so that you don't miss on anything.
Yes.
Has there been any situation that you're playing a game and sugars have shot up and anything has happened at that particular point?
Yes, actually, when I was playing in Nagpur, I my sugar level went low, like it was 64, and my opponent was just 13 years old. And when I checked my sugars and when I was eating a lot and when I took a break, she was so tensed about it. She couldn't she just asked me like, "What's that machine in your hand? Like, why are you using that? Is that allowed?" I'm like, "Yes, it's an insulin pump, and if I don't use it, my sugar will rise or my sugars actually will go haywire." So generally I try not to uh, eat something very heavy before a match so that my sugars don't rise. But generally fruits. I have fruits before my matches. But then if something happens, I generally have to control it, taking a 10-minute break. Telling
So
her,
you're allowed to take a break if
yes,
you ask them?
yes, we can take a medical break.
Oh, so the consideration is there. That's a good thing because I didn't know about that, and so I wanted to know about this point that if at a certain point, if the sugar suddenly drops or it rises, are you allowed to take a break?
Yes, you are.
And has it happened with you anytime?
Yes, it happened to me in Nagpur, once in Jalandhar. Um, that time I was playing my semi-finals and my sugars dropped, so then I had to eat a banana, and yeah, that's what gets back your sugar back to normal.
Very
Yeah.
good. Have you suffered any injury during your playtime or during these many years? And if you have, how did you manage to come back even when the sugars might be going haywire?
Yeah, exactly a year after I was diagnosed with diabetes, I met with a road accident on the expressway, and I got a fracture on my right hand, and I broke my humor bone. Like after that, I actually challenged my doctor that I'll get back on court within 2 months, and I couldn't manage my sugars really well because that time my sugars were high. I didn't have energy to walk or do any exercises, and my hand was hurting as well. So it was a bit difficult for me that time, but um, like I figured it out. Me and mom figured it out how to
So you
deal with it.
managed. So
Yes.
so probably you would have had to increase your doses, right?
Yes, a lot.
So any injury does spike your sugar?
Injury does spike our sugars because generally the body is not feeling normal as it is, and during your injuries you cannot even move, or be agile anywhere. So then it is like you have to increase your sugar, you have to increase your insulin to get your sugars back to normal.
That's a good answer. So according to you, what are the important steps of managing sugars? So like I'll give you a simple example. So for me, it goes about first thing comes is diet management. Second is my exercise. Third is taking my sugars, checking my sugars on time, taking the insulin on time, as well as hydrating and also managing stress. So for you, which are the three most important or maybe six most important thing which you feel as a player is also important and as a diabetic also you must?
Um, Actually, the most important thing is managing sugars. Like it tends to rise, or like it has a tendency to go up and down. But when you have to manage your sugars, you have to be you have to manage your time as well. Like this is my time for taking insulin, and I cannot extend it like for another 15 minutes. That is my time, and I have to do it within that time. Then checking your sugars, because if you don't check your sugars like constantly, it may rise or get low, and you may like it will cause you some harm or the other. So it is better to check your sugars then.
So I'm interrupting on that point. So checking sugar is important. Why? Because you'll come to know what action you need to take.
Yes.
So it is the most important thing is routine checking of sugars at least gives you a knowledge about where you're standing. And that's the reason every diabetic must check their sugars often. So apart from checking sugars, what all tools you think are more important in management of sugars?
Um, Sugar management, I think that
What about nutrition? What about exercise that you're doing as a player?
yes,
But how much weightage would you give on nutrition?
a lot, because like when I have a large meal or a very lavish meal, my sugars tend to rise. And like when I have a small meal like a salad or something like that which is lighter, or a fruit, I don't need insulin. So like nutrition plays a very important role, because um, eating quality foods and like it generally actually you need to swap your diet. Like I swapped my wheat roti with a foxtail millet roti, or then if you want to eat something um, like a cake or something, I swap my white flour with oats or something like that, which is like actually nutrition plays a very
So you have
important
any
role.
nutrition regime you follow, especially because you're a player?
Um, yeah, generally it's like eating healthy, and that's it. Not a specific nutrition.
But you're following certain plans so that it can give you that strength to play. See,
Yes.
as a competitive player, nutrition does play a role. So, how would you put it as how much important nutrition is as a player as well as a diabetic? And
Uh,
are you following any regime for that?
yes, I am. Actually, Pooja gave me a diet, and generally, like, it's for getting my fat percentage down and making me more agile and stronger on court. And generally, like, if you eat more proteins and like if you eat more proteins and less carbohydrates, that's what my plan has actually.
So
So it
basically, it
helps
is
me
a
like that.
balanced diet which you are trying to follow so that your sugars are managed at the same time as
Yes.
well as you can perform on the court.
Yes.
Any time you felt that I don't want to manage my sugars? Has there any time which has come that you've been really upset with something and you feel like, oh, now I don't want to do it?
Yeah, it has, like, these incidents have happened to me. Like sometimes when I don't know why my sugars are rising up without even eating, or my sugar goes up to 450 and I don't know why. Like I haven't eaten anything since morning and my sugar is 450. I'm like, why is this happening to me? I don't want to manage it anymore. And my mom is like, just calm down, take a deep breath, we'll get it back to normal. And you will be pretty like after my mom telling me all of this, I am pretty calm. Like I'm pretty calm after that, and she gets me out of that
Zone.
zone.
So
Yeah.
it's very natural that sometimes, even for me as a diabetic, it comes to my mind, especially when I don't know the reason of it going high, or sometimes I'm generally low. I just feel, oh, I've done enough with pricking and with managing, but that's just for that half an hour. And when it comes back to doing your normal work, oh yeah, let's get back to routine.
Yes.
It happens, and it's very natural as humans. It comes to our mind that I had this 2 weeks back. I just wanted to be off the pump, off the checking machine, and that for that 15 minutes, I just told myself, I just don't want to do anything for a week. And then the next half an hour, I can't do without it. Let's get back to routine. So it's very natural, it'll happen, but at least we know that there is someone who's supporting us. For you, your mom is driving you back. For me, my work and my fitness gets me back. Oh, like, yeah, tomorrow I need to exercise, so I better take my insulin and eat properly. So one driving force is there which gets you back even when you are low.
Yes.
Any matches you have reached your best, and even if sugars were not well?
Um, Generally, I have to keep my sugars back to normal to
But
perform
any
my
situation
best.
has happened that you were really having bad sugars and yet you've performed well?
Um, I have had one when I was playing a match on FC, like in FC college. During the finals, my sugars went high, but we still performed pretty well. And yeah,
So after that, did you take all your measures to feel better?
yes, I had to do it right at that time. But like I had to fix it back, but it takes a bit of time. But I had to play, and exactly that night I was going to leave for Chandigarh for another match, so I didn't have a lot of time to spend, so I had to play.
And nor you had the option.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one more point is, uh, is your mom traveling every time with you? And but if she does everything for you, but do you know that what you need to carry, what you need to do during tournaments, especially before matches, what you have to do during the tournament, what you have to do, and if she's not there, will you be able to manage? See, many times players have to travel alone, certain places when they are not there. So, are you too dependent on her, or will you be now able to manage?
I will I will now actually try to do it on my own, but I generally take my mom everywhere I go, mom or dad or any family member. I need them because I can't really manage all the food picking and like I have my kit, my food bag, then I have my like my extra clothes bag, and I cannot manage all of that all together. And generally, my mom does that for me, so thanks a lot. But I think now I'll try to be more
Yeah, so but
independent.
if there's no choice and you have to go alone, would you be able to manage? Like, would you be able to perform as well as manage your sugars and yourself?
I will be able to. I'll try to find a supermarket or something like that close by so
More
I can
than
make
that,
my
you'll
own
carry your
meals.
all things
Yes.
before that
Yes.
without fail.
Yeah.
So I have one question is, you've been playing tennis since long. How do you find your recovery is before you were diagnosed and after you diagnosed diabetes? Do you think there's a slowdown or it takes more time to recover when you have sugars?
Uh, Actually, um, no, I think it's the same because actually I cannot compare it so much because in the start I was not playing tennis on a like
Competitive level?
yeah, on a competitive level. But like after coming to Pune, I have experienced a lot of things. Every day is a different start, and you don't know what's coming ahead. So like just I had to go with the flow, what's happening, and generally it's like that. I don't
So,
know.
because what my question was, because with diabetes and sugars moving high and low, recovery sometimes gets slower. That's why I wanted to ask you: has any time you felt that, just because of sugars, I'm not able to recover?
Um, I sometimes I tend to feel tired on court, like during matches or when my sugar rises. During matches, I tend to get very frustrated that I keep on missing balls, or sometimes I hit the ball on the net. I get frustrated and I'm like, I can't do it today. It's not happening. But then when my sugar comes back to normal, I get calmer. And then I'm like, okay, we figured out what the problem was. We got the solution. Now you're back on court.
So sometimes, where I want to say is, whenever we are playing a competitive sport or training very hard, sometimes sugars will slow down the recovery, because if there has been a high and low within the 24 hours, the body gets an impact. It gets a hit. So maybe you can observe it more. There are times where there would be delay in recovery, and the best solution is definitely to manage your sugars well, and obviously take action which you always do immediately, so that you're back, because I know that when you go for a competition, you're back to back matches,
Yes.
and then you have no choice but you have to play it. Secondly, I want to ask is, when you go for tournaments, there the tournament is not immediately, your match is not put up. So there will be delay in meals. So how do you manage those? Like, suppose your match is supposed to be at 7, but it's delayed maybe at 12. Then what do you do? How well prepared you are for that?
Um, I generally like if my match is at 7, I reach the place by around 6 o'clock or 5:30. Then we have to wait for a very long time. Like I have to check the draw, and if I have enough time, I go back to the hotel or go back home, and I try to take rest and I try to calm myself down, and eat a bit light, like a salad or a fruit, which like keeps me full as well as I am not that full that I cannot go back on court and play. So if they call me immediately, I'm ready. Like
So
I can go and play.
basically what foods will help you to play even if there are delays in the matches.
Yes.
So for you, which are the foods that help you?
Foods that help me are generally I eat salads and fruits, but if I want to eat something heavy, I generally pack dal and rice so
So
that
that you'll eat an hour or two before a match?
yeah, hour
It
or
suits
two
you?
before. Yes, it does. So like if I eat dal rice, I have that energy to play. Um, I just control my quantities, and but then it gives me more energy to play and get back on court after I'm tired.
And what food would you have between when the points are going on, when you get a break? Do you eat anything in between?
Yes. generally I pack an apple and some dry fruits, or if my sugar goes low, I pack dates or bananas, something like that. So I have to keep all the I have to cover everything up. If my sugar is low, what should I eat? If my sugar is high, what not to eat and what to eat at that time to give you energy. And I have to carry a bottle with lemon water without any sugar or salt, which generally manages my helps me manage my sugar. So
means you have to be very, very well aware and make all your preparations proper. So whenever you're going. So I think diabetes has taught you more discipline, but sport teaches you even more.
Yes.
I think because you need to be very well planned, and you need to know what action you need to take when your sugars are low and high. Because on court you're the only one who's going to judge yourself in doing whatever. So there's not going to be help external except for a medical break. That's really nice. Now I want to know is has there been any particular exercise which shoots your sugar, and if there is, what do you do?
Particular exercises which shoot my sugar, I guess, like endurance or
What about weight training? And what about explosive?
yeah, explosives are sprints and endurance. And during weight training, I had it happened to me only once, but after that I have never experienced it again.
So do you take any insulin before any particular exercise for you in particular? I want to know is many times people just feel is when you exercise sugars will drop, but it's not the fact. There are times where certain exercise need insulin before you exercise, and certain exercise which will cause a lower.
Yeah.
So for you, what is the exercise which you require insulin and which you think will spike your sugars?
I generally think like long distance running and explosives, and
So what do you do then?
So I have to I have to increase my basal amount to 50% more than what I take. I just
So you've been putting this into practice on a routine basis?
Yes,
because you have different trainings every day.
Yes.
So management and the numbers become a very important key. So do you note it down before which training what you need to do?
I don't note it down because we have a routine which we do every week. It is similar, so I generally keep in mind that when I'm doing endurance or when I have to do a specific exercise, I generally increase my basal, or I take a unit before doing that exercise, so my sugars don't
shoot up and you can perform that activity.
Yes.
Now that you've shifted on the pump, you had already had a lot of issues with the patches. Have they been sorted? And what were the issues with the patch?
I had a lot of I don't know how to say it, but it was a very hard period for me because all the patches I put, they used to come out immediately. And the
What
sensors,
could have been the reason for you? Is it sweating?
It
is the
was
only
sweating.
reason?
Yes, it was sweating. And even if I tape it down, or even if I use all the medicine to stop sweating over there, like I used to use anti-sweat gel or something like that, and still the sensor used to come out. So it was very frustrating, and for a period of time I was like, I don't want any sensors, I'll manage my sugars with the glucometer. But my mom, Pooja Didi and Kalpana ma'am, they told me that how much the sensor helps me to manage my sugars, and how we had to find a uh, like we had to find a solution for how to make it stay over there. So even Rahul helped me a lot in this, and yeah, then
So now your patches have
it's-
been all right?
yeah,
Apart
they are
from sweating?
perfect now.
And you're able to put it properly?
Yes.
And even if they come out, you're not going to get panic or upset about
No,
it.
not
Very
now.
well. So I want to ask you is, So we have different delivery devices. We have started with the syringe, the pen, the pump. Um, why I like the pump is just because there is continuous insulin going and there is a monitor. Not saying that pen and syringe are bad. I've used them for 15 years and 15 years then. What is your experience about both, though you've just been a diabetic for 6 years, but how are you feeling the shift, or would you like a pen better or a pump, and what do you prefer right now?
I actually prefer the pump more than the pen because I can adjust my dose even for a point of insulin, like zero point 0.1 I can take 0.1 unit, which I'm not able to take in like the normal pens or syringe. And sometimes what happens is like you like when you're taking insulin from a pen, when I was taking insulin from a pen, it was a little bit difficult to manage. Um, like my sugars were going a bit haywire than what they do with the insulin pump. So I prefer the pump more than the pen. But I was on the pen for 5 years, so like I don't have any hard feelings for the pen, but I prefer the
Prefer it
pump
because
more.
I think that this is the pump gives a lot of precision. Secondly, you are playing a competitive sport, and maybe this precision will help you in your sport much more better, which I think we are seeing it over a period of time. Your sugars are much better. They are not 300 when you start playing. They're about 120 when you get to court. So I have been working with Harshi since 1.5 years on her diabetes management and nutrition, and I can see the change. But even yet, I feel that pen has to be kept because in emergency situation, they're the only things which will help you the fastest.
Yes.
So Harshi, apart from tennis, what do you like to do?
I generally I like what I do apart from tennis. I love baking and I like to read about Indian history. So I like baking. I try to make something new with substitutes which won't raise my sugars every Sunday, and I make my mom taste them too.
So you must share the
Even if they're
recipes
good
with
or
all
bad.
diabetics. It will be such a good help, at least that when you can eat a baked product made at home without your sugar rising.
Yes.
So you have more inclination to learn baking.
Yes.
So would you want to do something like a hotel management?
Actually, after tennis, after like I've completed tennis, or like after my career comes to an end, after 40, I've thought that I want to open a patisserie, and I just want to like make people taste new things, and I don't think there's a lot of exposure in India about patisserie. So I want to come here. I want people to know what things actually taste like, and like the different desserts out of India.
So would you make them more diabetic friendly?
Yes, I would. I want the baked products to be healthy as well as they should be tasty and yummy.
So you have something in mind. So we have something coming up for all the diabetics to eat.
Yeah.
So as a player, would you want to say anything to people who are sportsmen with diabetes or have just got diagnosed diabetes and want to do a sport? What would you want to advise them?
I would advise that like sport helps you like being fit and healthy, and it will actually uh, set your like you can be more disciplined about it, and you'll be more focused to something else other than diabetes, so you can just like get yourself free, go over there, enjoy yourself, and just take a break for some time from diabetes.
So in short, you want to say is doesn't matter if you have any condition, but you can play a sport.
Yes, you can.
And that was the only reason I wanted Harshi to come here because she is just finished her 10th, and I wanted her to share some of her experience as a diabetic and as a sportsman, because there are much more calculations which you need to do when you are playing a competitive sport and you also have diabetes.
Yes.
uh, whom would you want to really thank in this 6 years process of in your journey towards a sport, towards moving from a non-diabetic to a diabetic? Is there someone who really you look forward, who has been as a strong pillar of support?
Yes, of course. It's my mom and one more person, that is Pooja Didi. She helped me through everything. She actually changed my life and she helped me a lot. And she actually gave me a positive perspective towards diabetes.
Thank
So
you.
I'm
But
really happy that I met her. She is like a mother to me and she's always supported me in all my highs and lows.
and I would also want to say is your mom has been the most strongest pillar, always wanting you to excel and get better at management day by day. And really glad to meet her also. And thank you, Harshri, for being there. It was really a great conversation, and all the best to you in your career as a tennis player, and more power to you as a diabetic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.